Am I the astronaut for threatening my wife with divorce after she quit her job to be a tradwife? Okay. You like lifestyle wise, you do you. We're not getting into, the choice to do that lifestyle. We're not getting into the political side of things. Don't give a shit. You do you. Quitting a job to be to adopt a new lifestyle without communicating to your partner, it's probably a big deal. We'll see where this goes. I don't even know where to begin with this. Me, 34 male, and my wife, 33 female, have 2 kids together, 11 male, 9 female. Me and my wife have been together for 12 years and married for 8. Around a year ago, I noticed my wife increasingly sending me these tradwife or traditional housewife TikToks. I have nothing against that type of relationship, but I don't think it makes sense for our current family situation. I do earn quite a bit more than my wife, and enough to sustain our family on my own, but I don't see the need to do so. I work 80% and my wife 50%. And besides Wednesdays where the both of us are working, either one of us is always home for the kids. I could work a 100% and let my wife be a stay-at-home mom, but again, both of my kids are attending school, and in my mind, there's no need for my wife to be at home 24/7. She got increasingly pushy about it over the past 2 months, and again, I just kept on telling her that there wasn't any need for that, and if we did decide to go down that route, what would she do during the hours my kids attended school? I know damn well our house doesn't need to be cleaned for 6 hours a day. Oh yeah, that's right. He doesn't have a toddler. Maybe. She would constantly try to butter me up with, you would have dinner ready every day when you come home from work. And something about unlimited BJs or some BS like that. Oops. Again, in the nicest way possible, I would remind her that our kids weren't toddlers and that our current work-life schedule allows us to function perfectly fine. We got into a pretty heated argument 2 weeks ago about it, and my wife completely stopped having sex with me to show me what I would be missing out on. She's basically treating me like a roommate ever since. I just thought she would get over it and this was just a phase, but God, was I wrong. I came home from work yesterday and saw a bunch of presents on the dining table. At first I thought they were all for me since my birthday was in a week, but I then saw the labels on them addressed to my wife. I read one of the letters attached to one of the presents. The last sentence on it was literally, "It was such a pleasure working alongside you and I wish you all the best moving forward." I thought this was some sick prank. A few minutes later, my wife just casually strolled into the living room acting like nothing was wrong. I guess she saw my mad expression and had the audacity to tell me, "You'll get over it." I just lost it. She said, "You'll get over it?" Oh, no! No. Candy Thunder. I'm going to quit my job and be a stay-at-home aspiring musician. Navy can help. She likes to play the piano with me. I just left without saying another word and went to my parents' house. I feel absolutely disrespected. Why the would my wife think it was okay to just quit her job without telling me and just expect me to be fine with it? My wife has been bombarding me with texts and calls demanding to know where I am and that the kids miss me. I just told her to go find a lawyer and that I was done with her and then proceeded to block her. My son just sent me a voicemail crying and asking why I was divorcing mom and if I was leaving the family, and I guess that kind of broke my heart. She involved the kids? Involving the kids in this and immediately being like, your dad's divorcing me. Don't involve the kids, you freaking bizzo. You don't involve the kids. She's playing guilt chess now. See, parental guilt, it's the most powerful force in the universe. And she's like, yep, engage. I haven't responded and honestly don't know what to say to him. My mother-in-law has also been demanding that I return home and apologize to my wife. My parents also seem to be siding with my wife because of their culture. My mom also used to be a stay-at-home mom. I feel like I'm wrong for immediately jumping to divorce without hearing her out, and besides this whole job drama, I love my wife too much for this to be the end of our otherwise perfect marriage, but on the other hand, I feel like I've lost complete trust in her. Should I just swallow my pride and let my wife stay at home from now on, or should I follow through on divorcing her? How should I navigate this situation? Am I the astronaut here? We need some additional information here. Additional information from OP. Sharing is indeed caring, sister, but as I stated, it goes both ways. I don't condone beating your wife or anything like that. All I showed you is mentioning these old rights and duties is illogical and stupid. A lot of people are ready to throw around these old ideologies around when it benefits them without understanding the other side to them. Thirdly, it is important to me that I get to spend time with my kids, and just as context, I effing hate my job and am purely doing this for the sake of my family and kids. Me working an extra 20% would take away the day and a half that I would have with my kids. My wife knows this is really important to me and still chose to go down this path. My working 100% means the following. I'm basically absent from Monday to Friday, and due to my job, even some Saturdays, will still earn less in household income. She gave a 3-month notice to her job. This limits the time I get to spend with my family, which is limited as is. I suffer from a chronic heart disease, which already makes me susceptible to stress-induced cardiac arrest, and this extra workload could have massive consequences for my health. Whoa, okay, so it's, am I the astronaut for threatening my wife with divorce after she quit her job to be a tradwife? It is the... If you're making a decision to change, to pivot your life, and that change is going to affect your partner, your family, you have an obligation to talk that through first. And you know, when I read the title, I was like, oh, she just up and did it, and there was no prior conversation about this at all. No, there have been plenty of prior conversation about this, and she knew full well how uncomfortable with the notion he was, and said, YOLO, and did it. You know what's so confusing about this to me? It's so hypocritical. I just spit all the way at the camera. I saw it. I hope you didn't. I just told you, so that doesn't help. This is the most hypocritical thing I've ever heard of. And then her mom calling and saying that you need to get the F back home and apologize to her. Like that goes completely against the grain of this as well. Really, she just didn't like her job and wanted to stay home. If that's the case, that's the case. But say it. Don't lie and say that you're going to create this friggin' oasis for your husband to come home to, and you're going to do it for him. He didn't want it. And you did it anyway. It was never for him. It was for you, lady. It was for you. You're not fooling anybody. Nobody's fooled here. It was an incredibly selfish thing to do because you had conversations about it. You knew how he felt about it, and you said, screw it, and you put additional pressure on him. And the little bit of family time that he's got right now that he cherishes, you ripped away from him without giving him a choice about it. You affected your entire family. Now your kids get to see their dad less. Oh yeah, and by the way, when he threatened divorce, which is a big life change that at least he gave you a heads up about instead of just sending you papers, right? When he threatened that, what's the first thing you did? Turn to your kids and be like, your dad's divorcing me. Message him, call him, and guilt him. Mom? You're an ASCON 1 Delulu Bizzo. I'm going to use all the buttons. You cannot make a massive life pivot that affects your entire family and just do it, even though the discussions about that topic have not gone well. And you know your partner is uncomfortable with it. You know your partner is opposed to it, and you did it anyway and put additional pressure on them and took things away from them in the process. Yeah. You get that too. This is not about being a tradwife or not being a tradwife. This is about making a pivotal life-changing decision that you know your partner is opposed to and doing it anyway. And then saying you'll get over it. No. Vixen, yeah, I do. I forgot about the health thing. So the time that he would lose with the kids, like that's one of the most sacred things to me. You know, he probably at this point in life is defining success by being able to provide and spend some quality time with him. And that's been completely ripped away. That's going to cause some depressive effect. It's going to cause damage to his mental health here. And what does she gain from this? That's what I don't get. Freedom? If that's the case, like pitch doing some kind of freelance job or content creation or something that gives you that amount of freedom, not just putting it all on him. And if you know that notion makes him nervous or he's uncomfortable with it, you don't just do it. You have a conversation. You try to work through figuring out the balance to make sure that those fears or concerns are alleviated. You develop a solution that works for everybody instead of just saying, screw everyone else. I'm doing this. That is incredibly selfish.